I'm Poppy, your magical popcorn friend. Get ready for a fantastic adventure as we journey through the land of imagination. Join me and my merry crew of animated friends as we explore exciting worlds, solve puzzles, and learn valuable lessons along the way. From enchanted forests to undersea wonders, from daring outer space escapades to mystical castles, there's no limit to where our imaginations can take us. So grab your favorite snacks, hold on to your imagination, and let's embark on a delightful journey together. Are you ready? Let the fun begin.
The quiet impact of a little bee. In a peaceful valley surrounded by tall trees and rolling hills, there lived a tiny bee named Lila. Lila wasn't the most powerful bee, nor was she the fastest. Her wings were smaller than most, and her flight was often slow and steady. Yet every day, she worked with great dedication to collect nectar from the flowers that bloomed all around her. Lila lived in a hive that was home to hundreds of bees, each with their own role to play. The queen bee, large and wise, commanded the hive with grace. The worker bees, bustling and energetic, would quickly gather nectar and pollen. But Lila, though not quick or loud like the others, took her time. She visited every flower with patience, ensuring she collected every last drop of nectar. She never rushed. Many of the other bees looked at Lila and wondered why she worked so slowly. "Why don't you go faster?" they'd ask her. "You could collect more nectar if you hurried." "Don't you want to be the best at your job?" Lila would smile quietly and simply say, "I'm doing the best I can." The hive relied on the honey they made from the nectar. It was their source of food and strength, especially during the colder months when flowers were few. Lila's steady work went unnoticed by many, but it was vital. She tended to the smaller flowers that others often overlooked. The delicate blooms that required patience and care. She never demanded attention or recognition, but she understood that even the smallest flower could contribute to the hive's success. For a year, when the season began to change, something unexpected happened. A sudden cold snap froze many of the larger flowers, leaving the hive with fewer resources than usual. The bees were worried. Without enough nectar, they wouldn't be able to make enough honey to survive the winter. As the bees began to search for any remaining flowers, they realized that the fields and gardens where the larger blossoms once thrived were now bare. Many of the bees returned to the hive with nothing. But when they looked to Lila, they found her still out in the meadow. Moving carefully between the smaller flowers she had been tending to all season long. Lila had continued to work through the changes, focusing on the delicate blooms that had survived the cold. Her quiet persistence had paid off, slowly but surely. She had gathered enough nectar from those small, humble flowers to create a new batch of honey. Though the other bees hadn't noticed, Lila had saved the hive. When Lila returned, her legs heavy with the nectar she had gathered, the hive was amazed. The queen bee, who had watched with concern, finally recognized the importance of Lila's quiet strength. "You have shown us something important," the queen said. "It is not always the loudest, the fastest, or the most noticed that make the greatest difference. Sometimes it is the quiet ones, working steadily and without fanfare, who are the true foundation of a community." From that day on, the other bees learned to appreciate Lila's methodical, humble approach to her work. They realized that every effort, no matter how small it seemed, had meaning. Together, they had weathered the storm, not because of one bee's speed, but because of every bee's dedication, including the quiet one who had never sought praise. The moral of the story is, greatness is not always found in speed or grandeur. Sometimes the quiet, consistent efforts of one can carry an entire community and have a big impact on the world. True strength lies in dedication, patience, and the humility to do what is needed no matter how small it may seem.